Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. I know that there may be some of you who don't celebrate Christmas, and there are some of you that do. But one thing that I know many of you do, have done, and that all of you, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, you all love a good tarot reading. So, my Christmas gift, the 2 hour video that you guys are gonna get, and I'm starting to tape it, but I don't know if I should send it every 20 minutes or every half hour. Because if it's 2 hours, it might take too long to upload to your computers. Because I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna copy the link. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. It's 2 hours. It's too intense to put it live. I can't leave it up on YouTube too long. So I gotta give you a 7 day window. A 7 day window to copy the link of the video to your emails. Now it's 50,000 of you. So I'm thinking along that line. What if all 50,000 of you want the video? How will it be uploaded? Can you guys get it on time? And you know me and computers and Saturn, we're having major aspects, and nobody works on holidays. So I have no choice but to do the video for 2 hours. Do it live. Because I can, because the witchcraft and the things I've been having problems. I don't do YouTube videos on my laptop because it's been destroyed 3 times, and I send it away for another time to fix it. So that's why I can't do it, and I can play music and all that stuff. They really got me good. Whoever was doing this got me good, but that's all right. It's coming. I'm gonna have to do it at 3 in the morning, New York. I don't think there's a lot of people up, who watching. And then I have to make the decision to leave it up for 7 days. Because I'm sorry, please don't get upset. But young people don't read and don't like to do things the hard way. With this generation, it's all about the click of a button, and that's it. You didn't grow up in a generation where you had to do the hard work and the A and B and the cut and paste and that. And in mine, I might need to do that. And you might not want to be bothered with the process. And it is a process. So to spare you that, I'm going to do it live for 2 hours, and I'm going to leave it up for 7 days and 7 nights. By then, all of you should have downloaded that video, all 50K of you. And then I'll take it down. 7 days. And I'll let you know when I'm going to have that video available. That's my first gift to you. My second gift to you is that I will be giving you a 5-minute readings for free right now on the air. I got my pad, my pencil, I'm going to write down the names, and I have my crystal ball here. And I'm going to be doing a few minute readings for each and every one of you. And if you want something deeper, then you can call for the $25 reading. But what I have to tell you in 5 minutes, you might not need it. Because I'm going to focus on what you should be focusing on for the year coming up, 2021. All right. Oh, dear. Busy. I received a Christmas gift also from my archons. They told me that my psychic powers and abilities is going to increase now 7 times more. I was like, yay! But I was like, ooh. Because, what's the polarity? And, when you have those types of gifts, usually your physical body is taxed. Well, one intuitive faculty develops, the physical body takes a hit. Again, polarity. So I'm like, oh God, as much as hit as I've already gotten, damn. But they know what they're doing, and this gift will be very intense, and I'm already feeling the hearing and the all that. And I think to prepare me for what's coming. And I was told that many shamans and seers and psychics and astrologers, they're going to, part of the galactic gift to us from the galactic center from the universe, they are increasing our abilities so that we're able to help you monitor and deal with this invasion that's looming. I had to come into a psychological state of acceptance that it is going to happen. And people can't stop talking about it. They're having the same dreams. So now there's a certain sense of alarm with some people because now they cannot ignore it. You know, if everybody's having dreams, then something's up. So I think it's beginning to settle into some people that this is really happening. And we see and feel the changes. Some of you have sent me videos and articles of news, and I've been reading them, and I'm going to acknowledge every single one of you who send videos, letting me know. People send me videos and clips about this being talked about on the news. Even the newscasters are having dreams. And that's fierce. So some people are like that. Some are worried, and some are downright frightened, scared. And so I suspect that in the coming decades, we shamans and healers have to step to the front to protect humanity, if necessary, for what is coming. And even though we just don't know what to expect, right? But one thing I will tell you is that it's not a doomsday scenario, no. And part of the gift I'm going to be doing for you is discussing you why. And I know a lot of you don't like math, and I know a lot of you might not even stand to watch video about timelines and ages, but you have to know it. You have to know it. And I'm going to teach it to you. But first, let me find out who's here. But first, let me have a little drink of this delicious, Aperol. It's my only drink. It freezes in the freezer. Real alcohol doesn't freeze. So it froze. I have to put it in hot water because it's only 10% alcohol. But it costs a lot of money. Damn. Oh, but it's so delicious. It should be cheaper for the men struggling for the alcohol. No, they want to tax the one who's trying to be sober more money. Isn't that fucked up? But it is good. I ain't gonna lie. It tastes sweet with a little bit of tart, like citrusy, but it's very sweet. So if anything, I can use the sugars I can build up. I've never looked this skinny. I leave to Houston on Wednesday. I'm only staying for a couple of days, flying back for my dental on January 6th. Because it is, it's still there. They let me know it's still there. And with this sweet, I gotta be careful. It's a maintenance, constant. That's why I'm so tired. I don't want to eat. And I put my food in here. I smoke weed so I can get an appetite and eat because I don't get high weed no more. And the food, sometimes a big thing of food, I think might take me all day to eat it. And I'm supposed to be eating 5-6 meals, not one meal spread 5-6 times a day. But that's what I can take until my stomach begins to open, and then the process of digestion can be normalized. The alcohol did a lot of damage to the gastrointestinal system, in which the gastric pits don't produce the hydrochloric acid to digest the food. That can be burned out with the alcohol, and then it has to be replenished by eating certain things. The liver restores the mesenteric center of the stomach and the gastrointestinal tract. The liver is fascinating. The liver is right now working to rebuild that which was destroyed by the alcohol. And you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to do a video on alcohol and the destructiveness that it does to the body when you are not aware of it and nothing shows up on no test. You could be drinking for 20, 30 fucking years, and when you stop, that's when the shit hits the fan. So I'm gonna do a video about that. Guys, hold on for 1 second. Miss she calls me every time okay, thank you. Okay, good. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm getting the hang of it. Damn. Okay, who is here? This is almost like Ask Wendy, or the what is it, hot topics. Or you get it because we gotta make room for some hot topics. Magoo, where's the Magoo? Why do I always forget about it? Why do I always? Oh man. All right, I'll be right back. It's just right here, right across. Oh, I tell you what's here. Okay. Okay. So not only are you going to get all of you 5-minute readings, and my 5 minutes are long minutes. And not only am I going to do that, a lot of you expressed something that I took to heart, and I started to research. A lot of you want to know sincerely, how can you differentiate your voice from that of the archons? So I took the day off from the school because I wasn't feeling well. And it's the first Christmas that I'm going to spend by myself. Emery did invite me to dinner. I respectfully declined. And I'm over everything. I think I want to spend time alone with my altar, with my guys, meditate, do prayers. I used to go to Mass on Christmas Eve. I might do that tonight. I definitely go in the day, on Christmas morning or Christmas Day. And then I'm going to go to New Jersey to see my sisters and my twin brother and bring them gifts. You guys mentioned that you don't know how to differentiate your voice from the archons. Today, I'm going to tell you how. Right? And you will never, ever, ever doubt your voice from those of other voices coming in. The ancestral will not speak to you if you are not in a certain state of evolution where you will be aware of them. They will talk to me, and then I can talk to you about them. Unless you are spiritually inclined and you do the right thing, and you can connect your voice. See, I know my voice from those of the archons. And I know their archon voice separate from those of the ancestors. And a host of other beings that communicate to us through these interplanetary dimensions. I think for the Aquarian age, and some of you also mentioned that, Uncle Fernando, how do we prepare? What do we prepare? You know how you prepare? I need you all to read as much as possible about the third eye chakra. Go to the libraries, and I'm going to see, go to the reference section of the libraries. They got the good books in reference. Do that, or buy yourself a very good book. Invest the money and buy a good book. Before you buy it, let me know, show it to me, text it to me. I will look for one myself, so that you can learn to develop some of these gifts. Because you're going to need to have it. Because if these beings are shapeshifters and chameleons and they get invisible and then reappear, like Star Trek. Remember Star Trek? Beat me up, Scotty. Where they disappear and they reappear. That's real. That stuff is real. I'm telling you, they taught us the fiction is real, but they made it fiction. And then the fiction is the real shit. And what they think is real is funny. It's funny. The reverse. Pisces. The Aquarius, the Piscean age. So, and then look at my chakra videos. By the way, I also have to say this too, a surprise. The book that I have on the chakras, that I created, not anyone else's book, in the vault, you see. It's just been approved. So that one of the 3 books that I will be writing, this is one. I'm writing a book on the chakras, and it has been already pre-approved. So I got a publishing book deal and 2 more for astrology. So that's a great thing. Wow. So that was good. So I'm excited, but not that excited. I'm just, taking it easy. And bootload of cash, of course. But let's see. Let's see. I've gone through so much, I gotta be like, because, the demon. Gotta watch out for him because he's still doing his thing. Every night and day. But that's the work of a shaman. You don't hear me talk too much about it. I've been doing it recently because even you guys have noticed all the stuff that I'm going through and where it cannot be ignored. You know. So let's put the bad boys here, my crystal glass here. And I don't like this way. I don't know if I don't like it this way. I don't know. I don't like it this way. Maybe this way is better. This way is better. Okay. Oh, right. And I hooked it up in such a way whereas it doesn't get in the way. And it doesn't fall and things like that. I actually took a day to devise a system. So now I can pick it up to the artifact and not have to wrestle with the phone. Okay, let's see who's here. Okay. King Bless, how are you? King Bless, happy Capricorn season. Yes. Oli. Oh, wait. Damn. Summer Breeze. Didi, hi. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, Myra. Happy holidays. Who's that? Mulan, Broadway, Beauty, Harlem Beauty. Hey, Uncle, yeah, Baby Visions, how are you, Miss Aries? Genesis, I saw it. Merry Christmas, yes. Nubian Beauty. And we have Buck. Yes, sir. God bless you. Anita Gunder. Anita from Haiti, my friend from Haiti. Yes. I got. Is that her or Anne? Anne, I got to call. Damn, I gotta talk to Anne. Anita again. Are you doing? Yes, I'm doing readings today on the air, and off the air, of course. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. A gift to humanity. Hi, reflection. Merry Christmas. How are you? Zoe McKinley. Hello from the UK. Merry Christmas to you too. Lynn, Happy New Year. Patty Espinal. And let's see, Irnana. Ahmad. Hi, Ahmad. It was lovely talking to you. I love talking to you, Miss Ahmad. Wonderful reading. We had a wonderful session. Sugar Girl. Happy Merry Christmas. Oh. Really? I thought I had brought it. Okay. Daniela Barizel, how are you? I got books with you. Will you make Christmas? Hello. Okay. Well, they're not published yet. They're written, but they're not published yet. For a book to become published, it is the book publishing process is quite something. I'll tell you. But it's not being done like it used to be. The whole system is being revamped. Then the North Node is now in Taurus. What book did you write? Where can you write? Then I wrote books on astrology and the chakras. The chakra book is completed because they got to edit it and re-edit. It can take sometimes months or years before, and then the soft cover and then the hard cover, and both are a two separate process. I used to work for publishing companies. It's amazing. It's an education, I tell you. I miss you too. Thank you. Trying to, trying to be, trying to keep it going, trying to be relevant, keep it relevant. Thank you, thank you. That really makes me happy to hear that. Because sometimes I get really depressed over all this happening. And then the doctor telling me, oh, it might be cancer, or it might be this. That ain't helping you. I almost cursed him out. I was like, but I ain't no cancer. It ain't no cancer. Look, get out of here. Because other than my temper, I know my body. I'm a Virgo. Virgo rules health. And I have a doctor. I have a primary care physician, and I have my own dentist. And I do everything and check and follow due diligence. The alcohol, that infection, which I never get sick, ever, ever. This happened, and it was a fluke. They caught it. I don't know how. I'm not having sex. I don't eat junk food. But see, there goes to show you. You could be a very careful motherfucker and eat right, sleep, blah, 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 and fucking gargoyle falls and lands on your head, and that's it. Don't see it coming. While the motherfucker who's eating, drugging, doing everything off the book dies in a ripe old age, 90. Life is fucked up sometimes. It's paradoxical. You just never know. I think the best thing is to always say thank you for what you have, even if you don't have it, because it'll always come to you. And the same thing with your health. All right. Let's begin first discussing before we begin with the readings, and what else am I going to talk about? Besides that, actually, that was really what I needed to talk about because it made such an impression, such an impact that I have to find out how you guys are taking that up. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a, no, well, at my age, I'm supposed to be giving back. I've been to Michigan already a few times, but I will come back because I still got friends and I might do a conference out there again. I miss doing my conferences. Remember when I used to fly out and do these conferences? I miss that. Uh, yeah, I miss it. I miss it. But let's see. Miss Farmer is looking for some properties, and there's some deals that we're trying to organize in Houston, so that we can have an actual building, an actual place now, where we can do the astrology classes and do workshops for free to educate the public. It's not all about money, So I want to do things for free, where you don't have to pay. Your donations helps me do that. Your donations help me. That keeps it going. I want you to know why you guys are part of this. And I know most of you by name already with your names. And I'm going to put your names on the charter for the school because you guys were donors and contributors. Every single one of you I'm going to put on the charter. And I'm going to have that embroidered and engraved and spend a lot of money. And I don't do nothing cheap. And I'm going to put your names there because you guys have contributed. Every single one of you, because you give donations to the PayPal or to the selling, and some of you have given it through other means. It gets recorded. I can pull BB Visions. She's been following me since I first started, and she's been sending me donations. I don't know how much she sent throughout the 4 or 5 years, but if I want to know, I can find out through the bank because all that is on record. And I'm going to put the amount that you've given over the years and your name. You're going to be about something too. And you are, because you will help create this, because without you, I will not be here. So take also, that's why I'm giving you these gifts, because you have to give it back. You have to give back, and that always keeps both sides prosperous in thought, in knowledge, and in income. We have to start thinking as one, because these beings are coming here. So we don't have the luxury anymore to divide and fight each other. We have to unite accordingly, because we have no idea what's happening and what's coming this way. Just giving you a little something to think about. So I'm doing my part in helping our collective prepare. And you have to get spiritual, like Star Trek. And you have to be spiritual. All the Gene Roddenberry and all his Star Trek episodes, all that stuff is true. I'm telling you, it'll give you a heart attack. All the shit that we thought was fake, that is really real. Okay, how do you differentiate your voice from that of the archons? Very important question and extremely important to answer correctly. That's why it took me a minute to figure out how to do it. And then I had to speak to a couple of psychiatrists and psychologists. And I was a psychotherapist, but I no longer hold the license. That was 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And I don't know what new studies, new findings, new articles have been written. So I had to go and kind of look into that again and figure out, and describe certain things to you that are basic to one-on-one psychiatry and psychology. And some of these basic principles you have to know. You have to know it now. Now you have to know it so that you can understand your own psyche. Because these beings know us more than we know each other. Remember, they've been here before. So they have a heads up on us. So we need to be able to know who we are fully and start developing these gifts. Become Stan Lee's super friends. That's where we're heading. That's where we're heading. But by then coming here, that opened the door to all that possibility. Because what if they do it? They might have that ability. See, we just don't know. So the best way to prepare is to empower ourselves and know ourselves from within out. Is this making sense? I hope it's making sense. Yeah, Deep Space Nine? Oh, well, you don't know the half of it when it comes to that show. You don't know the half of it. I mentioned in my other videos, right? The chakras. Yes, I am still drinking. I am allowed to drink because I'm not an alcoholic. And like I said to everybody, and this is only 10% alcohol. Aperol is an aperitif. It's not an alcohol. And even if I was drinking, I have to. You just don't stop drinking like that. Not healthy for you. Now, on average, when I was really in the high binge, guess how much I used to drink a day? I'm talking about the martini glass and then the big glass. I used to have 14 of those a day. 14 of those a day. I have my glass of this, maybe 2 glasses for the whole day. And I don't do it at night. I mean, you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference. Absolutely. So you have to be very committed. Oh, it's delicious, delicious. 10% alcohol, delicious, nothing. That way the body doesn't buck out because it's looking for its fix. Yeah. I mentioned the ego, right? The ego is the seat of the solar plexus. Now, if we look to astrology, I'm going to tie it in where it makes sense to you. If you look at astrology, the sun it rules Leo. What is Leo? Leo is the personality. It rules the personality. Completely, totally, and exclusively Leo. It is the most plastic and most superficial aspect of humanity, the personality. And it's ruled by a sign, and that's Leo. The ruler of Leo is the sun. And the sun is exalted in Aries, another fire sign, cardinal fire. The ego is spirit. I don't think people have actually clearly defined spirit. And I did mention that we have 7 bodies, right? That's not including the spirit. The spirit is an empty slate that encapsulates all 7 other bodies, including this one. And it is conditioned according to upbringing, being raised, education, socioeconomic. The spirit is oriented to either go the way that it's being led to, or it will be forced to develop its own direction and go its own way. It has been given the free will to choose and how to manifest. The vehicle of the spirit is the ego. Without the ego, then the spirit will be like a plant. A plant. There is a life force here. This is a living being. But it has no spirit. So therefore it cannot contain an ego. And the ego is consciousness. This scientists do not explain, especially material scientists. Because what is an ego? The ego is not a living thing. The ego is a concept. The living thing that uses that concept is spirit. And I told you, we are driven by an indwelling spirit. This doesn't talk to me, and animals don't talk and act like humans because they don't have an indwelling spirit. They have a vital force, a vital body, and all the other bodies that I mentioned that man has, animals have them too to a certain degree. But it's only to sustain the actual life of the animal, not to give him intelligence and consciousness. For that, you need a spirit, indwelling. Plants and animals and the rest of the kingdoms on our planet are governed by an outside group spirit. So they cannot have an ego. Because if they did, then the cows will not move in herds. The bisons will not move in herds. They all follow, the birds will not fly together in a herd formation. Because they'll be flying individually because they have an indwelling spirit to guide them. That's why. It makes sense if you think about it. The ego awakens at around 3 years old, 4 years old. But the spirit is already there. But it has amnesia. It's like putting blinders on and you're walking in the room and you're trying to find out your way. That spirit, it opens its eyes. That's the ego, the vehicle for the spirit to move around and partake in this great soap opera. But there are other dimensions of man that spirit also allows to channel in, but cannot control automatically. The spirit has to be taught by the ego, or the ego has to be trained. That's why you have schools, and that's how spirit is able to learn. Spirit will not be able to learn if it did not have an ego vehicle to be. And what is the ego? The five senses. Those are vehicles and tools for the spirit to be aware of itself and its environment. That's one aspect. Then you have the soul. Usually, it's very rare for the soul to talk to you. Psychiatrists call it the basic personality. And it has been studied that when people go under hypnosis, deep hypnosis, and books have been written about this. Whereas the doctor is stopped in his tracks. I told you this story before, where the guardian angel, it's called the Holy Guardian Angel, emerges and tells the doctor, bring the personality back. Do not attempt this again. Do not do this again. And telling the doctor. And it's not the person, it's the guardian angel coming through, talking to the doctor. Fierce. Professor Brian Weiss, was a lead in writing about his experiences regressing people. And some people he did, some people he couldn't, because the soul, the protector of that being, of the personality or of the person, the human being, came out and told him no. And the doctor had to waken the patient back up. So there is something that we are born with that is protecting us, and we call it the indwelling spirit. And it moves and communicates through the ego. And the ego, in the chakra system, there are two places. The first ego awareness occurs at the solar plexus. The ego opens and awakens at 3 years old. And at 7 years old, 6, 7, maybe a stretched 5. But if he's still shitting on his pants and pissing on his pants, then he has not gotten control of its vehicles. The ego reaches what we call adulteration. Adulteration is when the boy or girl, 2 years old, 1 year old, he don't know that he's a separate entity. He still thinks that he's attached to the mother. 2 years old, he sees lights and shadows and figures, but can't see nothing clearly yet. Again, the ego is not born. But by 3 years old, the indwelling spirit begins to wake up and just open your eyes. Look, hear, taste, touch, sound. And now the ego is awakened. But it's still shitting on itself. The baby's still shitting, you gotta put diapers. It doesn't know that it's in a body that it has to control mentally. And by the age of 7, and you can talk to any psychiatrist, psychologist, or developmental psychologist, including educators, so we have to know about this, especially if we're teaching early childhood and K through 3rd or 4th special ed, you have to know this. That's why you have these degrees and certificates and licenses and why people get paid a lot of money. It's a discipline that you have to learn so you can understand the process of development of humanity. And this is an education that's exclusive for those who want to become doctors and therapists and nurses and educators. It's not open to the public. But that has to change. Because what's coming to us is a morphology and histology and physiology that we know nothing about. Our ignorance is their advantage. So we have to flip it, and flip it quick. The first inner voice that you hear is your own. And you hear it not here. You hear it here. Whenever you get a hunch and it tells you something, that's your inner voice. And your inner voice will only talk to you under 3 conditions. 1, it's warning you. And you get that crunch in your stomach, that gut, like you know. And if you don't listen, your body starts to tremble. Have you ever been like that? You start trembling? Because you know that that's them telling you, bitch, get out of here. I told you to move. Turn around. They're talking to you. So in situations of danger, harm, they talk to you. You can hear the bitch clearly. That's one. That's how you know. The second category is if you are doing something that is morally wrong to yourself or to another. It's a different kind of response, but it still comes from here. It still comes from here. And you feel a certain way, and it makes your body react. Now, if you don't have a consciousness or any kind of a moral fiber to you, you could dull their voices, and then they'll stop. Because then the outcomes that are resisting have inclined you to go towards the evil side. And any correction, warning, fight or flight, and also moral and ethical virtues, if they are breached as a human being. Like if you want to have sex with an animal. Human beings used to have sex with animals. But human beings were not as human as we are today. We were more animals than the animals. But we went through the animal stage. We had sex with our own sisters and brothers. You can't do that anymore. We've evolved, We've moved from that ignorant animal state. Now, the Crown Chakra is where you hear the archons talk to you. And it begins at the throat chakra and culminates at the crown. There are two egos. There's the silent ego that's taught to you to your mind, intuition. That's here, the solar plexus, the first ego, personality. But as you grow older or in experience or in training, the lower nature of this ego, because it is the lower nature, that's why it's down here and not up here. The lower nature, it evolves to the throat chakra, or really the heart. Really, the heart. But in the throat chakra, the soul has a choice to be either good or bad. So he can degenerate downwards back to the basic ego level, or he can go higher and ascend to intuition and spirit, which is from here up. So from here, the throat chakra down to the root is the ego. And the same throat chakra, because that's the gateway to the soul, is the higher elevation of a human being, or the higher self. The lower self, the higher self. That's why when you reach a certain level of meditation in the depthhood, you have to isolate yourself and go into meditation, because now this has died, the lower ego. Now it's here. And then from here, we leave the body and ascend. That's the scheme of the chakras. Do everybody understand that? The archons speak to you through the crown chakra. This is an open vessel. The reason why you cannot hear your own voice is because it comes from here. That's the inner voice, silent. Inner that you can hear to intuition, which is elevated and exalted here as you get older, or in training or experience. And it takes training for you to differentiate. The archons, the way they talk, they make you do things outside of your comfort zone. When you are hearing voices that are telling you to do things outside of your comfort zone, that's not your voice. Those are the archons. And you have good ones and bad ones. And depending on the moral fiber of your makeup, you decide which direction to go. That's the secret. Okay, let me see some of your comments. I'll be right back, and I'll have some of your comments before we begin the reading. Okay. Yeah, that was quick. I love doing this. It kills me when I can't do it. Not like I used to. Sound got me good. A little April. Only 10%. I would do a commercial for this. I would. For free. I would not even take the money. Well, maybe I'll take the money and give the proceeds to charity. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. I'm not drunk. You don't hear me be drunk or slurring speech. All that is a thing of the past. In fact, if I was the owner of this, I would do a better advertising. I put it big, 10% alcohol. You can't find the bitch. You don't like where all the way down. They're like, because they don't want you to buy it. They want you to buy the big heavy drug stuff. It's all a hustle. I put on my weed, but the alcohol. Yes, you took it because I saw you. I saw your tail. I saw you. I know. Anyway, let's see what's going on. What's going on? Alrighty. Okay, okie dokie. Excuse me. I'm gonna scroll down, okay? Because I see there's a lot of questions, statements too. Let me take off my hat. Okay. Hello, Fernando. I'm Native American. Would you consider the human? Oops, 1 second. This is from Spiritual Soul Gazer. Fernando, I'm Native American. Will you consider me a human or archon? Oh my God, that's what a question is that? Of course you're human. Alkanes are not made out of carbon matter. Okay, interesting. No, you're human being. A human being, of course. Pisces. Daniela Barrelgesa says, what do you mean? Oh, okay. What's that? Where I lost her. She was saying, what do you mean? Different between archons and demonic entities. It's the same thing. Demonic entities are archons. Science calls them archons. The church calls them demons. Libra 2022. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. In love with your knowledge. Oh, thank you, Vasila. Capriani, yeah. I love the readings. No, we haven't done yet. We have. I remember that she has such a unique name. I love her. And love, hey, what about alcohol as a means to be in balance? Is alcohol a way I can balance? That is such a broad term. I cannot go into specifics with a broad term like that because I don't know how you drink, if you drink, habits. It's very broad. Anything can be brought to balance. Alcohol, in and of itself, it's not bad. You know why? Because the body produces alcohol. The alcohol that you all drink and that I drink, the body produces is alcohol. So alcohol is not bad because it's produced in nature. It's how we use it. Like cocaine. Cocaine is not bad. Cocaine is very good for curing cancers and all kinds of diseases, and has a lot of pharmaceutical properties. But if you use it to snort it or to shoot it up, it might kill you because it will elevate the blood pressure. So the way we use these pharmaceuticals and drugs, it's what makes them dangerous. They in themselves, by nature, are not dangerous if they're left alone. Okay. Well, let's see. Free Rodriguez, are there any lecture on why Jesus, birthday was changed to the 25th? No, I'm sorry, no. Just TV, can you talk about yards, grand trying, kites, etc.? I cannot find the video. Those were done already. I have over 500 videos. You might have to take your time and really look through it. I'll talk to Miss Farman to see if she had moved them. Can you break down the new Matrix movie? I haven't seen it yet. Maria Allen. Hey, Franny, let's welcome the new what? Let's welcome the new son that is being born, reborn. Blessed be my fellow witch. Oh yes, I did that celebration last night and the night before. Thank you. Yes, it was a very special evening. Okay, Geisha. The reason I said that, Fernando, is because I don't have African hair. I have white people hair. Oh no, trust me, you have African hair, and you have white people hair too. I have it too, because I'm mixed as well. But no, you have a Native American. Your vibration can be picked up even on your name. Geisha. Jesus is not a Capricorn. DCH. Jesus is not a Capricorn. Never was. I'm sorry, Cappies. You've been taught wrong. Jesus Christ was not a Capricorn. He was a Pisces, the bringer of the Piscean age. And this can be proven and verified. Absolutely. And guess who has that information? Guess who? Guess. The Vatican. The Vatican. I like all of you. Very strange question. How does a blocked throat chakra affect hearing? That's a complex answer. I have it on my Patreon. It'll take me a minute to explain that, and it's too broad of a question. I'm a specifics person, but there's a gender. But I will see what I can do about answering it in a way that does it justice. But those kinds of questions depend upon different variables. There isn't a straight answer for that type of question. There are variables to the answer. Okay. That's right. Capricorn is the sign of the what? Oops, it went up. Capricorn is the sign of the devil. How would Jesus be one? Thank you. The church. Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, the Vatican. The Vatican knows all that stuff. And they taught you purposely the wrong stuff. And that's why we don't like each other. Because we know what they did. And they know what we did, so that's why they've been killing us throughout the ages. And we still, to this day, don't have a not so good relationship with the church. That history of bloodshed has to be healed. Okay. But I will tell you this. Lately, the Pope has made more concessions that they're willing to talk to us and work with us. Never has the church said that. They've been killing us. We have to run away because they're about killing. Now, but because they know that their time is up. The church doesn't have the power that it had. Thank God. And now it'll be another force that will replace the church. What is it going to be? It's not going to be Jesus Christ in the form of a cross. That's Pisces. Whatever is coming will be the new symbol for the new coming age in God. And we don't know what that is. The cross will be an ancient relic that will be very fearful and demonic in future ages. Just like the pentagram is seen as demonic, and one day, at one time, the pentagram was the symbol of the dead, carried with such reverence, just like the cross is today. The Piscean age is over. The cross and the crucifixion and all that will be ancient relics in future generations to come, where they will say, oh my God, put that away, that looks evil and demonic. Yes, it is. I can praise the devil, like they say about the pentagram. Everything comes and goes and passes. Nothing is new under the sun. All has been here before. And goes back and comes back in full circle in different forms. You do know that, right? I hope so. Okay. How to remove attachments? I feel an arc near me at night. It might be your guardian angel. It might be a protector. It depends how you feel. Do you get cold chills when it's near you? Do you get fearful? Do you feel pleasant, peaceful? Does it feel friendly? You have to determine that. And the only way you can do that is by knowing yourself. This is what I'm saying. You all ask me how to prepare. Prepare by going more internal and learning more about you and your capabilities. And start actually practicing some of these meditation exercises. It's not going to hurt you. If anything, it'll keep you on the game. Okay. This is from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, did I say that right? The Guardians. The Goddess of Spring. I knew it made more sense for Jesus to be a Pisces. Oh, Pisces is more self-sacrificing, etc. I'm glad he corrected that. So more than one video where he said Jesus was a Virgo. But you know why I said that? I have the actual birth chart of Jesus Christ. And he has Pluto in Virgo, Uranus in Virgo. He has Neptune in Scorpio. And we're talking about a chart that was calculated about 680,000 BC. I was born with Uranus in Virgo, and Pluto in Virgo, and Neptune in Pisces, in Scorpio. The same as Jesus Christ. And that shows you that the planets rotate and everything happens all over again. And he has a very strong Virgo, which is why he came across so self-sacrificing, the opposite polarity of Pisces. So yes, if I say Virgo, I'll be correct because Virgo is very strong in his chart. And it matches Jesus Christ. But that I've seen that chart and I've never seen it again. In my entire life, I've only seen it once. Okay? The Vatican. So you know. They do know. We've been put a wall over our eyes. And that Mary Magdalene story, that's another soap opera. That one is a kicker and a jump off. Ooh. Fierce. Life is never boring. Fernando, what do you think of the Cancer Sun Aries Moon woman? Later, um, Cave Scott, how are you going to spend your Christmas? Doing prayers, meditation, and going to church. I've always done that. Yesterday at 3 a.m., I did my prayer and heard thank you. It was not now. Okay. Now, what do you consider to be a stellium? 4 planets or more. 4 planets or more is a stellium. Oh, you said that it was not you. That was probably your guardian angel saying thank you. You should pray and say thank you for your protective spirits, your guardian angels, your ancestors. That should be a part of the narrative when you pray every day. I'm telling you, you will lack and want for nothing. I'm telling you. I'm living proof of it. I practice these principles, which is why it's important for me to be transparent, so you can see it and see that there's no bullshit, that this can be done. Vatican came out around George Floyd's death and stated Jesus was a black man. Yes, he was a black man. He was. We've been knowing that. We know that. And they know it too. And the elite know it too. Why do they hate black people so much? Why would we be so discriminated so intensely? It was such intensity because they know something that we don't know about ourselves. We were the first kings of the earth as the first race, which is why black is a strong melanin and it can never be recessive, only dominant. All the other colors become recessive, including the white, the gnome and the genome. That doesn't mean that they're any less smarter or less kind or more evil. No, it is just another part of a genetic expression of the creator through a different pigmentation, but with different and distinct properties. But the strongest is the black because of the melanin, and our planet and the darkness of space reflects that blackness, which is full and rich with all kinds of goodies. Yes, the Egyptians, the Moors, Hebrews, those were the original Hebrews, not the Jews today. That's Yiddish and that's separate. They're not, and everybody knows it already. And the gig is up. The gig is up. No offense to anybody. I love all human beings, even those who are calling themselves Jews. And if they call themselves Jews and they're not the original Jews, it doesn't matter. By declaring that they are Jews, God loves them no different than He does the original Jews. Because we are all from the same creator. And those examples are tested in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, the Hebrews used the ark as a weapon against the Philistines. And Jehovah punished Israel for doing that. Because even though they were considered Gentiles, and the Hebrews or the Jews were the chosen one, that didn't give them the right to abuse those cardinal principles and try to destroy another race. Even though they were the enemy of Israel at the time. But using the ark to hurt them was a violation. And Jehovah did punish Israel severely for that. And that shows that God is not non-bipartisan. You fuck up, even though you're the chosen one, you're going to pay equally like the one who's the Gentile who's not chosen. Well, he will be saved and spared equally like you because we're both the same people. The only reason why the Jews are the chosen one is because, and what that means is that the power of Jehovah will be exercised and exemplified through this race of people to help spread the energy and the essence to the rest of the world. Through the Jews, Jehovah will liberate and uplift all of humanity. But something went wrong, and I'll leave it there. Okay, Goddess of Spring says, I heard negative voices most when I'm high, and it's been going on for months. I've been smoking for a few years, and this has never happened before. I just play music or keep myself occupied somehow. The ark, A-R-K, like Noah's Ark, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Ark, which is really the Ark of the Covenant. The fact that you are hearing voices now and it wasn't before, that's important. Remember, you don't stay in the same mental state from 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old. Your mental state and faculties develop and evolve as you get older. Certain doors don't open when you're young because you're not ready for them. Drugs, however, the ayahuasca and all the other hallucinogenic drugs, speed, methamphetamine drugs like crystal meth or cocaine. These are considered like methamphetamine because they're uppers, and I don't think that with methamphetamines, like the cocaine and then pills, like the cocaine pill. I don't know what they call it. People with money get those from the doctor. These drugs, the methamphetamines, don't usually open those doors. But in some people, it has been documented that it has. It has brought on psychosis, especially cocaine. It seems to bring the Western people and darkness out of them. Heroin doesn't do that. But crack cocaine does, pure cocaine does, crystal meth, all of them are methamphetamine. That's another class. The other ones are called psychotropic drugs. And these are the drugs where you have your PCP, your LSD, your ayahuasca, and all other derivatives of the hallucinogenic family. And the psycho, that they call them psychotropic drugs. So, and it depends, of course, on the plants that are being used. Some of them are different from different parts of the world. The cocaine from India is different from the cocaine from Colombia. And it depends on the nitrogen and the soil. It's a science that has to be understood. And these drugs can speed up and open those doors before the ego is prepared to receive it. That's when you can enter into a state of what a psychologist calls psychosis or a psychotic episode. It also happens when people overdose on certain psychotropic drugs, including those prescribed by the doctor. So the meditations in the chakra series does the same thing that these drugs do, but they're much more safer. It's not like the drugs stimulate the bodies and chemicals to open the doors before the psychology of the person is prepared for it. That's what causes the psychosis. And so, the pause. So yes, drugs can speed up the opening of these pathways. Okay, let me see if any of you got any more questions. Then I'm going to begin writing your names down to begin the 5-minute free reading. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take the names and then come back and start. So it's over an hour. I have 2 hours to do this. So that's pretty good. Start up early. Oh, yeah, you had to fall down, right? Okay. It would be amazing. Oops. Chakra and crystal healing. Uncle, what's your moon sign? Aries. Janine Allen. Uncle, do you what? What is that? Do you Pisces will have a better year in 2022? Because yes, it will. Pisces, well, let me not start that right away. Well, I would say yes. Pisces is going to do really, really good this year. The key word here for Pisces is you're going to be noticed. If you were hiding in the background, don't do it this year. Because it will be an uncomfortable year for you if you decide to hide. This is the year where you need to be out and open because you are going to be noticed. Whether you want to or not, whether you like it or not, whether you try to hide, you are going to be noticed. Yet Pisces, I don't know. Well, I think because there's so much going on in the world and there's a lot of psychic and energy and dreams, and Pisces rules all of that. So Pisces will be like the star. A lot of Pisceans will do well in giving advice that they know is true concerning this situation. If you guys get any kind of vibe or energy, because we're gonna need more people that are using these faculties so that we can be ahead of whatever these beings are. Not that they're coming tomorrow, but it lets you know that we're the Aquarian age. It's hitting it running. And we have to shake off that Piscean mentality and quickly get on game with what's going on. Okay, and a lot is going on. Okay, okay. I think it depends on your. Okay, true. Are you optimistic about the next year in general? Yeah, of course. The next year is going to be very. The dismantling process will begin next year. The dismantling process. So next year is the beginning of a structured chaos that's beginning to happen. But you do understand that this has to happen. It has happened in every age. It's no different. It has to happen. We're not going to cement the ideals of the Aquarian age. The old has to die. So, and that process is never easy or comfortable. No, it's not bad to have a negative A blood, a negative H blood, RH negative blood. Most expensive telescope being sent in space tomorrow, Fernando. Yes. Why are they doing that? I'm glad that you're keeping up with the news, and I'm getting clippings and articles that you all are sending me. I'm telling you, it's out there. They want to get it. They want to see if they can spot them coming. Oh, trust me, they will. Because I heard that the sound is terrifying enough. But I don't want to go into that kind of hype. It's not healthy. I think it'll be, and again, like I said, and I hope I'm right, because the first one that they kill is the messenger. I like, what can I do as a human? But just alert my fellow human beings and how to prepare. And shamans should be out in the fore trying to help humanity to prepare. Not a single shaman is out doing this or doing video that they're scared. And then humanity is so betraying. They'll kill you because it's easier to do that than to face what's coming. Oh, please, come on. You know how many martyrs we kill. So a lot of people are scared of that. Me, I already know that humanity is very betraying. Judas was Jesus' favorite. And he had him killed, kissed him, and gave him to the Roman soldiers. That's human nature. And trust me, I know. I've already made concessions for those things, those possibilities. Because unfortunately, human nature doesn't change. And maybe that's why they're coming, to force us to change. Because what we've been doing for thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of years has not made us any better. And technology is not an indicator that we are evolving the way we should as a species. If technology is revered, then we should not be killing and destroying the other fellow kingdoms that are here with us. And we've done a hot mess about that. See, we don't want to look at what we've done. And then we're like, well, please, what did you think? You can run amok on here, and you're going to be unchecked. It's like a parent rearing a child. Sooner or later, the parent was going to, hi, come on in, it's time for supper. Billy, I just told you 5 minutes ago to come in here. Where the motherfucker is that child? Now I have to go get and go out there and get it. Boy, let me get that sweet. That we can compare it to that. I know. We can compare it to that. Look, the boy ain't coming in. He's been called 3 times. Okay, bitch. Now I'm gonna come with the stick and I'm gonna fuck you up. That's what's happening. We've been run amok, unchecked, just doing what we want with no checks and balances. So now the universe said, okay, that's enough. Go down there and see what we're gonna do about that. And movies are done about this. Is that too much light? Let's soften the light a bit. A little nice blue. All right. Okay. No more questions. We're going to jump in and take the names. I'm going to take a break. Come back and we begin. And it'll be an hour, and I got everything settled and says I'm not going to take long, and they ain't going to stop me because I already got plan A, B, and C. So, let me now write the names for you guys. 1 minute. Okay. Oh, someone is jamming out there. Hi. You gotta stay young, gotta keep it young and relevant. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the names of people. I'm gonna take the first 10, and that will be too bad I cannot widen the screen, like where you want to widen it to look largely. Then I move the, here we go. I'm going to go all the way to the top, to the very beginning of the chart. Well, actually, no, I'm going to scroll back down to the very ending of the chart and choose those names, because some of you might have left already. And the battery is dying, but I got you. I am ready for that. And it was charging while I was recording, but none of that works. Okay, let me plug it in. Yeah, I don't have my laptop because somebody really tried to spoil my game. But if these things happen, it's to make you stronger, but it's something else. Now look what it did. Now they put me like really. I wanted the letters, not my face. But I don't know what I touched that made it like that. It has a life of its own. It's crazy. Okay. BNMI. BNMI. BMNI is the first one. And then I have Sophia Turner. Okay, and then we have Habibi John, and Torrin Floyd. Habibi John, Torrin Floyd, Sophia Turner, BMNI, and we have Myra, Undercover Astrology. And we have Just TV. Just TV. Don't be sad, no sad. And this is I picked you already, Just TV. I got you. Old Soul 333. Also 333. Two more. Then I come back and then we'll do another 10. And yes, it is. It's free reading, 5 minutes. Dragon boned? Is that dragon boned? And one more. Thank you for your donation. Thank you, EA. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Uncle Happy Birthday. Thank you. You're welcome. Philip. Is that Philip? Layla Degan. Layla Degan. Layla Degan. Okay, guys. Those are the 10. I'm going to take a 30-minute break. Come back, 30 to 40-minute break, eat, and do the first 10, and then go back and do another 10. Guys, thank you so much.